Hello, all of you beautiful sewists, tailors, and other people that just happen to tune into my channel. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Aurora Cole, and I am your resident plus size sewist, helping others feel empowered to make the clothing that they would like to wear in the sizes that actually fit them. Okay, so welcome back to my channel. And today we are talking about what I'm making this week. So last week we skipped a week, and honestly, I just remembered that this Thursday I'm going to be going on a field trip with my son. So one of the makes that I said I was going to be sewing live may not actually happen, or we might just push it back. I still haven't decided. But with that, let's go ahead and jump into today's content. So last week, instead of actually pre-planning out the things that I was going to make, I allowed myself to be inspired by these here sewing tokens that I am now selling. Check the link in the caption for a place where you can purchase yours, okay? And so let's take a look at what's inside the little baggie. Last week we made a wrap shirt, which was super cute. It was actually a faux wrap shirt. It was the Christina from Made for Mermaids, which was fantastic. And so I had just picked out one of these little tokens, and the tokens were guiding me and my makes last week. Now, I appreciated that because sometimes I get in my head and I get into a creative rut and I'm just like, I want to make something, but what? So these little tokens really help me. Again, they are for sale along with the pattern hacks because we also did a pattern hack last week as well. So in addition to sewing the Christina, let's see, what else did we make? Okay, so related but not, but listen, I set up my TikTok shop because, I don't know, are we supposed to be talking about TikTok on YouTube? I mean, I see everybody else do it, so we're going to stick with it. We're going to go with it. But listen, I finally set up my TikTok shop, and when I tell you guys that it was both easier and harder than I had anticipated. Now, listen, I did a live last week again where I used my tokens that is up in my TikTok shop, and it was the thing that I was using for the live. I was issued violations. I did not understand why because, yeah, what was I doing? I was talking about the tokens that I'm selling. I digress. Anyway, so those are for sale there. And I also put our entire e-commerce store up for sale in TikTok shop as well because I was like, listen, why limit how much success I could have when I should just put everything up in here? Okay. Also, very quick update, y'all. I have 2 podcast episodes recorded, and I'm super proud of myself. For those who are unaware, I am in the process of recording a podcast that will be launching this month. It is called The Audace Sew Tea, where I talk about everything from business to inspiration to sewing, of course. And then I will be having some dope guests come on to share a little bit about how they are living in an audacious way. So the whole purpose behind the podcast is so that people are sharing the stories of them being bold, doing things that make people jealously say, damn, she has some audacity, or wow, look at the audacity on him. Yes, those are the stories that I want to tell. So if you're I know someone who needs to be featured on your podcast because they are doing something that is audacious, it does not only have to be in sewing. Please, please, please just drop their information, their name, or something like that in the comments below, or slide into my DMs either on Instagram or on TikTok or on Facebook, and really just make a referral, okay? Also, if there are burning questions that you have, because we want to do, by we, I mean we want to do a really good Q&A session where I'm answering the questions about, that are in the audience. I'm assuming that you guys want to be my audience too. But I want to make sure that I'm answering questions that are out there. So definitely drop some questions that you would want me to answer on the podcast as well. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into this week's makes because this week I'm publishing not just 1, but 2 YouTube videos. I know, round of applause for me. Please, somebody say you're proud of me. Okay, so let's get into it. Now, again, I said on Thursday, it may or may not happen. We're going to work really hard to make this happen though. I wanted to sew the new Patterns for Pirates ruched dress. This was a pattern that I was in testing for and I did a hack for it. It's published on their website. It is the strapless hack. But my girlfriend, Stacy Ross, who sews for Margarita on the Ross, which was of course a name, like a little play on her name. She did this like long sleeve version and I'm loving the ease of it. So I figured that this needs to join my fall wardrobe that we are in the process of making. And I was like, this dress will be perfect to pair with sneakers because in my head, as I am planning out my makes, I'm really trying to think about what I'm going to wear with them. Not just like, oh, am I going to put this on with a jacket or whatever, but like literally, do I have sneakers that will match with this or I have sneakers that will look good with this? Why? Because listen, your girl is 40. I'm past putting on uncomfortable shoes. I just can't do it anymore. Okay. So unless your girl can show up wearing like Air Max 90s or Jordan 1s, possibly Jordan 12s as well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get dressed for the occasion. Okay. So there's that. All right. So that was going to be Thursday sew. And I'm thinking that we might still be able to make it happen because it's a really quick sew. I don't know what time I'm supposed to be at this field trip, but we'll make it happen. Also related to Thursday, but unrelated to this week's makes. Just a very brief update on my BRCA2 double mastectomy. As you guys can see, I've got boobs, okay? But listen, I did a free nipple graft and yes, it was successful. It was great. I have like my stuff underneath here, right? My nipples and areolas and stuff like that. It's not perfect. And again, listen, we're not going for perfection in life. We're going for good enough, okay? But someone reached out because they needed to do like a before and after or something for like a final exam as far as their tests go. And do you know what they need to do? They need to tattoo nipples. Sign me up, baby. Sign me up. So Thursday, I will also be having that done. But that's not the only thing that we're making this week, okay? Okay, so on Tuesday, we're going to be making this here. Yes, it's a swimsuit. And while Labor Day has passed, I do believe in swimming year round. We are not going to be making a swimsuit though, friends, okay? Now I did the sew along for YouTube the way that it was supposed to be done. I did it. Okay, I feel like that too deserves a round of applause because y'all know I don't really like to follow instructions or tutorials. I mean, I feel like they are strong suggestions, but I'm gonna do what I want to do anyway. So in the sew along for Tuesday, we are going to be doing whatever I want to do anyway. But ultimately, I would like to make this a bodysuit that is wearable throughout the year. Why? Because one, the cut of this, fantastic, right? We're doing a deep V situation. It's truly phenomenal. But there were a couple of things that I thought should be done differently, namely the straps. And like y'all see me over here messing with the strap. And the reason why is because I did not alter this. This was supposed to be a demo for a class that I taught, but I digress. But this is also the reason why I want to redo this here pattern. Why? Because I have a different idea for the straps. This strap, as it's designed, goes around your neck. Now, I'm not one of those people who feels funny with things around my neck, as is evidenced by my very first pattern that I dropped as an indie pattern designer right here, the Cali. But I learned through that process that a lot of people do not necessarily love things around their necks. Go figure. Okay, so if it's your kink, I'm here for it. But if it's not, I'm also here for it. I support you either way. Anyway, so I plan on showing how I will hack that. Now, listen. I'm literally going to be doing this as I am going through this here process. So like this is not something that I have mapped out like in this moment. So we're going to be doing it together. All right. So that is the second pattern that I plan on sewing live. But that's not all I plan on sewing this week because, you know, I'm really embracing and really falling into this like content creator. Now, I've been a content creator since like 2006. Yes, that long. Because back then blogs were big and I'm an award-winning blogger, but I've been creating content for that long. And I've also stepped into the role of coach in teaching others how to create content. Also, just shameless plug, if you are struggling with what content to create, I also sell a content creation plan that is customized to you. It'll give you a month's worth of content that you can create. I will definitely make sure I drop that link below as well, okay? But I'm loving going back into and stepping back into the role of content creator. I love it. Like I love sharing my tips and tricks. I love love sharing everything that I'm doing. I love that I'm able to kind of really embrace my creativity. So I'm just very much so enjoying this content creation, and I'm here for it. So we're going to be creating content throughout this week for some other things. The first thing that I will be working on, in fact, on Monday, is I will be hacking the Aurora jumpsuit, and I'm going to be taking off the top and turning it into just pants, right? Why? Oh, it's like, Aronica, that's not really a big hack, whatever. Don't care. Here's the thing. I love the way that I drafted those pants. I love how the pants fit. And I was going through my wardrobe and I was like, there's not really a lot of pairs of pants that I just want to reach for and put on. And I find myself reaching for my Aurora jumpsuits. Why? Because I just love the way that those fit. Like I made a gray jumpsuit, and it's like I did it to match Dejanay, aka Deja Makes. And it's my favorite thing to wear. Why? Because I love the way those pants fit me. So last week I made the Christina, and the Christina, I used a fabric. It's like a nice like lounge situation fabric. And I'm going to make the matching Aurora pants hacked because I want a whole lounge situation. Why? Because I'm going to Frocktails and I'm staying with my bestie Julian, and I don't really actually have very many like outside of my house appropriate like lounge attire. So we're going to be making some of that. So we've got the hacked Aurora, and then I also just cut out Brandy Jones pattern. So I just cut out this pattern. Yes, another bodysuit, but listen, let me tell y'all something. One thing about me is I'm always be in a bodysuit. Judge your mama and them, okay? I love a bodysuit. Why? Because when you have proportions that are kind of like mine and you want to wear like a nice fitted t-shirt that's tucked in and your jeans and you want it to look that way, and then you bend over and everybody sees your lower back, which is not really a big thing because I definitely have a tattoo that's back there to be seen. But here's the thing. Sometimes you just want the shirt to stay tucked, and a bodysuit really helps you with that. Okay, friends? So as far as that goes, I'm going to be making all the bodysuits that I can. All right. Also, don't be distracted by this fabric here, because what are we doing this week? I'm making Tate rompers. I did a pre-order for the Tate rompers where I make and sell them, and some of them sold. I was anticipating way more because when I made mine and showed pictures of them, everybody was like, oh, I want that, I want that, I want that. But here's the tricky thing about sewing and selling is they generally speaking want it in a fabric that does not exist. Or they want you to go hunting for fabric, but they don't want you to pay extra for the hunt. So it didn't sell as well, and I'm okay with that, to be completely honest. So I'm going to be making and selling and shipping those off this week. Also, I had another special request that was done by a friend of mine's mom. I went to Spelman with her mom, and actually she's at Spelman too. And so shout out to Spelman. Whoop. And she needed a special item that was made. We're going to see if we can make it this week. She needs it by the 17th, except what she wants me to make it from is not scheduled to get here until the 20th. So I've got to reach out to her to see if we can make something happen with that. And then, of course, I am working on the fall wardrobes for my kids. I did go thrifting with my friend Trisha from Creative Costume Academy. She also teaches pattern making. She's amazing. Love her. We went thrifting. So I was able to get a couple of key pieces for their wardrobes from there, like some jeans for my son. I also picked up a bunch of pairs of jeans for myself so that I can actually upcycle those into skirts. And then, of course, I also saw my girlfriend Sandra. She makes quilts. She made this phenomenal denim quilt. And I'm just like, I absolutely need a denim quilt. I do, right? Who doesn't need a denim quilt? So I was thinking that maybe I could use some of that. So these are all of the things that I have planned this week for my makes. Actually, let me pause and think if there was something else that I wanted to make. We're going to leave it at that for right now. Just because today, this is a pretty busy week. I'm not sure how I'm going to feel on Thursday after I get the tattooing done. So we're going to leave it exactly right there with those makes. All right, friends, so that is it for this week's upcoming makes. If you're able to join me, definitely join me on TikTok, where you can find me sewing at Aronica B. Cole live. Next week, I actually do have some YouTube lives planned, so make sure that you turn on your notifications and you've gone ahead and subscribed to me here as well, okay? As always, I hope that your week is filled with much creativity, much sewing, and the least amount of using that seam ripper possible. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you for the next video.